So today's class is about simultaneous equations, and we are looking at the second method of solving simultaneous equations. So in our first class, we looked at the first method of solving simultaneous equations, which is the substitution method. Okay, I'll be leaving a link to that class in my bio. There is a link on my bio. You can use that link to see all the live classes that I've done previously. So today we are looking at simultaneous equations, and the type of simultaneous equation we are looking at is the method we are looking at today is the elimination method. In our previous class, as I said earlier, we looked at the substitution method. If you want to see that lesson, you can go to my YouTube channel and search for the last class I did on substitution method of solving simultaneous equations. Okay, so how do we solve simultaneous equations using elimination method? So first thing we need to know about elimination method is to consider the word elimination. Elimination or eliminate. Eliminate means to cancel out. Eliminate means to make something to disappear, to make something not to exist anymore. So that is elimination. So elimination method simply means we are going to make one of the two variables to disappear in order to find the value of the other variable. We also said in our previous class that simultaneous equations involve two equations or two or more equations that we are expected to solve together. So when you have two or more algebraic equations that have the same variables and you're expected to solve them together, those two equations are called simultaneous equations. So if I have x plus y is equal to 5, and then x minus y is equal to 6. For example, if we have something like this, we can say these two equations are simultaneous equations. Why are they simultaneous equations? First, there are two equations. So since there are two equations, it gives us an idea that they are simultaneous equations. Secondly, they have two variables. So there is x as a variable here, there is x as a variable here. There is y as a variable here, there is also y as a variable here. So since they have the same set of variables, they can be called simultaneous equations. And when you are solving them, you must solve them together. Okay? Now, in elimination method, if you have two variables like this, you have to eliminate one of the variables in order to find this other variable. Some other person might decide to eliminate y in order to find the value of x. Another student might decide to eliminate x in order to find the value of y. So when you are using this method, you must figure out a way of making one of the two variables to disappear. Okay? So in our first class, we solved a few questions using substitution method. So we are going to solve those same questions using elimination method, and then we are going to check if we are going to arrive at the same answer. Okay? So how many of you were in the first class? How many of you were in the previous class? Sorry. Can you indicate if you were in the previous class when we looked at substitution method? Anybody from that class? Anybody? Is there anybody from the WhatsApp group? Okay, the class I'm talking about, I did a class earlier where we looked at simultaneous equations, how to solve simultaneous equations using substitution method. So there were some students that were in that class. So that's what I'm trying to know. And those students are in my WhatsApp group. Good. Ezekiel was there. Yeah, Virginia, yeah, you were there. Good. So those questions we solved in that class, we are going to solve them again. But this time we are going to use elimination method. So at the end of the day, we are going to try to see if we arrive at the same answer. If we arrive at the same answer, then we did a good job. If we do not arrive at the same answer, then probably there is something wrong with what we did. Okay? So you're going to confirm for me, when we solve today's question, you're going to confirm for me if it is the same as what we did in the other class. Okay? So let's look at the first example. So remember I said in elimination method, we look for a way to eliminate one variable in order to get the value of the other variable. Please help me tap on the screen so that we can increase the likes. Thank you. Okay. Can anybody confirm that this was the first example we looked at in that class? Can anybody confirm? Was this the first example we solved? Was this the first example? Send me a DM at the end of the class. I can't write my WhatsApp number here, or I cannot say my WhatsApp number here. Good. Okay, so this was the example we did. So you know the answer we got, right? So we're going to compare it with what we are going to do here. Okay. So here we have x plus y is equal to 4. 2x minus 3y is equal to 9. So we're going to decide if we are going to eliminate x or we are going to eliminate y. Okay. So let's decide. Should we eliminate x or should we eliminate y? Which one do you guys want us to eliminate? Which one do you guys want us to eliminate? If you want us to eliminate x, you write x. If you want us to eliminate Nuri, nice to see you, you're welcome. If you want us to eliminate y, just indicate by typing y. If you want us to eliminate x, good. Silas say, okay, so we have two. I think the y have it. The y have x, 2x, 3x. So 3x, 3y. Yeah, on YouTube the network was very bad. Very bad. So we couldn't continue on YouTube. Okay, I know one person has done x severally. But okay, for this example, we're going to start with x. For the next example, we're going to do y. Okay? Let's do it that way. The first example, we do x. The second example, we'll do y. Okay, so let's go. So now, we want to eliminate x. For us to eliminate x, if you do x minus 2x, this x minus 2x, this will not cancel out because this will give you minus x. If you do x plus 2x, this will give you 3x. So if you are adding the two equations, or if you are subtracting the two equations, or you are adding the two equations, x will not cancel out. Okay? So the way the equations are, you cannot cancel out x. So the next thing we're going to ask ourselves is, what do we do in order to cancel out x? In order to cancel out x, we are going to ensure that the coefficient is the number in front of the variable, the number in front of the alphabet. We're going to ensure that the number in front of the alphabet is the same for x in equation 1 and equation 2. So when that happens, then we can cancel out x. But when the coefficients are not the same, we cannot cancel out x. So how do we make the coefficients the same? What we are simply going to do is multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of x in equation 2 and multiply equation 2 by the coefficient of x in equation 1. I'll repeat that. Multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of x in equation 2. Multiply equation 2 by the coefficient of x in equation 1. So the coefficient of x in equation 1 is 1. So when there is no number in front of the alphabet, we know that the number there is actually 1. So the coefficient of x here is 1. The coefficient of x here is 2. So for us to make it equal, we are going to multiply equation 1 by 2. And we are going to multiply equation 2 by 1. Because we want to make the coefficients the same. That's our target. Our target is to make the coefficients the same. Therefore, we are going to multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of x in equation 2 and equation 2 by the coefficient of x in equation 1. So let's see what we are going to get. So 2 is multiplying everything in equation 1. So we're going to have 2 times x is going to give us 2x plus y times 2 is going to give us plus 2y is equal to 4 times 2 is going to give us 8. So we have multiplied equation 1 by 2. Next, we're going to multiply equation 2 by 1. So we have 1 times 2x, that will give us 1 times minus 3y, that will give us minus 3y. Sorry, let me bring it out a little bit. Okay, I just want to leave space here a little. So 1 times 2x gives us 2x. 1 times minus 3y gives us minus 3y. 1 times 9 gives us 9. So we have achieved the first target. The first target is to make sure that the coefficient of x in equation 1 and equation 2 are the same. So we have achieved that. So the next thing we're going to check is, how do we eliminate this? The sign in front of 2x here is plus, so we have 2x. Now we are going to, the next thing we are going to do now is, are we going to multiply equation, are we going to add the two equations, or we are going to subtract equation. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Sorry, a call came into one of my phones. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are trying to see if we are going to add or we are going to subtract. So what we are going to do, we are going to write 2 plus plus 2x. Or is it going to be 2x minus 2x? So are we going to add or are we going to subtract? We want to see which of them is going to give us 0. Which of these two combinations is going to give us 0? If we have 2x plus 2x, we are going to have 4x. You didn't see how, we are not yet sure if it's going to be negative or positive yet. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to see if it's going to be negative or positive. So first we assume it's positive, and then the second we assume it's negative. So which of them is going to give us 0? That's what we are looking for. So 2x plus 2x is going to give us 4x. So that means this is not going to work. But 2x minus 2x is going to give us 0. So this means the only way for us to eliminate x is when we are working with subtraction. Okay? So this is going to be subtraction, because our aim is to eliminate x. We want x to turn to 0. So at this point we are subtracting. 2x minus 2x is going to become 0. Then let's look at y. Plus 2y minus 3y. 2y minus 3y. What will this be? Two y minus 3y. Who knows the answer? 2y minus 3y. 5y. The reason it's 5y is that when two signs are side by side each other, you need to multiply them. So minus times minus will become a plus. So when the two signs are the same, they will become a plus. When the two signs are different, they will become a minus. So this will give us 2y plus 3y, which will give us 5y. So now we have plus 5y is equal to 8 minus 9 is going to give us minus 1. 8 minus 9 is 8 minus 9 is going to give us minus 1. So that means we have 5y is equal to minus 1. So for us to get y, we need to divide both sides by 5. So 5y all over 5 is equal to minus 1 all over 5. So we know that 5 will cancel out 5, so have y is equal to minus 1 over 5. So we've gotten the value of y. We've gotten the value of y. So in order to get the value of x, you can substitute the value of y into this equation or into this equation to get the value of x. To get the value of x, you can substitute y. Since we've known y, you can substitute it here or we can substitute it here. So let's substitute into the first equation. The first equation is x plus y is equal to 4. So if you replace y with minus 1 over 5, you're going to have x plus minus 1 over 5 is equal to 4. Then, just as we did in the previous situation, here we have plus times minus, and that will give us minus. Plus times minus will give us minus. So we have x minus 1 over 5 is equal to 4. So when you move minus 1 over 5 to the right, it becomes a plus. So we have x is equal to 4 plus 1 over 5. X plus 1 over 5. So, 4 plus 1 over 5. So 4 plus 1 over 5 is going to give us 4 whole number 1 over 5 or 21 over 5. So x is equal to 21 over 5. So x is equal to 21 over 5. So this means we found out that the value of x is equal to 21 over 5 and the value of y is equal to minus 1 over 5. Now the question is, was this the same answer we got when we used substitution method? Was this the same answer we got when we used substitution method? I'm asking those of you that were here in the last class. Was this the method we got when we used substitution method? Last part, I guess from here. So when we got the value of y is equal to minus 1 over 5, you can substitute. What was the answer we got? If I can remember clearly, I think that was the answer we got. God's power, were you in that class? Yeah, that was the answer we got. I remember we got y as minus 1 over 5, and then we got x as 21 over 5. So back to what I was saying, y is equal to minus 1 over 5. But for us to get, we've gotten the value of y. For us to get the value of x, we need to replace y in any of these two equations by minus 1 over 5. So we chose to work with the first equation. So we have x plus y is equal to 4. But y is the same thing as minus 1 over 5. So we replace y with minus 1 over 5. And then plus times minus will give you minus from simple sign rules in integers, addition of integers, subtraction of integers, and so on. So plus times minus will give you minus. So we now have x minus 1 over 5 is equal to 4. Moving minus 1 over 5 to the right, the minus sign will change to plus. So we have x is equal to 4 plus 1 over 5. When you add 4 and 1 over 5, if you solve it using addition of fractions, you're going to get 21 over 5. Okay, so that is the first example. Remember, our classes are just 1 hour classes, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. So let's continue. So for those of you that are here, I'm going to leave the classwork at the end of the video. I will not write it down. I will just put it, I will include it when I'm posting it on my YouTube channel. So if you want to try out that classwork and stand a chance to win cash prize, then you can go watch it all over again on my YouTube channel by tomorrow, and then you'll stand a chance to win cash prize. Also tomorrow, by God willing, tomorrow by 12 noon, I'm going to be having an interactive session with students. If you have any question to ask me concerning how to improve your academic performance, how to make the best use of your time while studying, any question you have to ask me about academic performance and maximizing your reading time, you can join me for that live class. I'm going to try it out on YouTube. If it does not work on YouTube, I would prefer to have it on YouTube so that it will be what timetable? Or do you mean the time for the live class? Yeah, no, the answer was right. The answer was right. Yeah, for the last class, the answer was right. Gifts. What should I explain? Are you saying I should explain this, what we just did? We are going to solve another example. So if it is for this one, then stick around, because we are about to solve another example. Okay. So the next example, I think the next example we did was 2x plus 3y is equal to 13, and then 2x plus y is equal to 7. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Pretty, you're welcome. So this equation is quite easy for us to solve, because if you look at the two equations, our x, the coefficient of x in the two sides of the equation are the same. So if you come across any equation that has the two equations having the same coefficient for a particular variable, you can just start by eliminating that variable, right? You can just start by eliminating that variable. Sorry about that. So you can just start by eliminating that variable since they already gave you the same coefficient. Okay? So I told you earlier that in the second example we are going to eliminate y, right? So, but since we have agreed that we are going to eliminate y, we are going to stick with that. We are going to eliminate y. But I repeat it. But if you have this situation, it becomes easier for you to eliminate x because you already have the same coefficients. Savior, nice to see you. Welcome. Everyone that is here, you can join my WhatsApp group. All you need to do is go to the link on my bio. If you scroll, you're going to see the option to join my free WhatsApp group. Okay. Lux Queen, you're welcome. So you're going to see the option to join my free WhatsApp group. Normally, this class is not supposed to be on TikTok because it's supposed to be exclusively for my students in my WhatsApp group. But YouTube was having network issues, so we had to move it over to TikTok. But if you want to join that WhatsApp group, it's free, no monthly charges, no yearly charges, it's just free. Priceless, you're welcome. Priceless berry. So you just click the link on my bio. If you don't see the link, just send me a DM at the end of the class. Okay? So we're going to eliminate y. For us to eliminate y, we are going to multiply. Remember we said that for you to eliminate any variable, here the coefficient of y is 3, here the coefficient of y is 1. So this means, since the coefficient of y is 1 in equation 2, we are going to multiply equation 1 by 1. The coefficient here is 1, and we are going to multiply equation 2 by 3. So what are we trying to achieve? For those that are just joining us, we are trying to ensure that the number we have here in front of y are the same. That's our target. And for us to achieve that, the coefficient of y here is going to be used to multiply equation 1, and the coefficient of y in equation 1 is going to be used to multiply equation 2. So let's see what will happen when we do that. 2x multiplied by 1 is going to give us 2x. Plus 3y multiplied by 1 is going to give us plus 3y. 13 multiplied by 1 is going to give us 13. Okay? Next, 2x multiplied by 3 is going to give us 6x. Y multiplied by 3 is going to give us 3y. 7 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 21. Hope you guys are following. Hope you guys are following. So now, we want to check if we are going to add here or we are going to subtract here. So how do we do that? So the variable we are trying to eliminate is y. So we have plus 3y plus 3y. So this plus is what this plus here is what we are thinking about putting here. Then we can also try out plus 3y minus plus 3y. This minus is what we are thinking about putting here. So we are thinking, should we add or should we subtract? We already have plus 3y, which is plus 3y. We already have plus 3y, which is plus 3y. But now we are thinking of, should we add or should we subtract? So we want to see which of them is going to give us equal to 0. So plus times plus is going to give us plus. That means we have 3 plus 3y plus 3y, which will give us 6y. Plus 3y plus 3y is going to give us 6y. But here we have minus and plus. Minus times plus is going to give us minus. It's going to give us minus because the signs are different. When the signs are different, we are going to have minus. Okay, so now you have plus 3y minus 3y, and that will give us 0. So since we have 0 here, that means we are going to go with minus, because we will go with the one that makes us to have 0. We stick to the one that makes us to have 0, and minus makes us to have 0. Minus makes us to have 0. In some situations, plus will make you to have 0. The examples we've been solving, the two examples we have been using minus. So I might look for a question that will need to use a plus. I'll try to see if I'll see one. Okay, so now we have 2x minus 6x. 2x minus 6x. That will give us minus 4x. And from what we've done before, plus 3y minus plus 3y, that will give us 0 because we've done that before. Plus 3y minus plus 3y, that will give us 0. We've done that when I was writing some things here. Okay? and then 13 minus 21. 13 minus 21. That will give us minus 8. 13 minus 21. That will give us minus 8. So since we have 0 here, we simply have minus 4x is equal to minus 8. Minus 4x is equal to minus 8. So to get x, we'll simply divide both sides by minus 4. So minus 4, we cancel out minus 4, we have x is equal to minus 8 divided by minus 4. That will give us 2. That will give us 2. So we found out that our value of x is equal to 2. The value of x is equal to 2. Okay. Playboy. Good. So since we found the value of x to be equal to 2, all we need to do is substitute x is equal to 2 into either this equation or this equation. Okay. So wherever we see x, we can decide to replace it with 2 in either equation 1 or equation 2. So let's work with equation 2. Okay. Equation 2 is 2x plus y is equal to 7. So, but we know that x is equal to 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 plus y is equal to 7. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 plus y is equal to 7. Okay, is there any confusion about this one? Yeah, if you minus 21 from 13, you're going to get minus 8. Okay, so we're going to move this 4 over to this side. This 4 has an invisible plus sign, so we have y is equal to 7 minus 4. 7 minus 4 is going to give us 3. This means the value of y is equal to 3. So x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. Yeah, collect like terms. So we have been able to use elimination method to find the values of x and y. So those of you that were in our last class, please help me check if the answer we have today is the same with the answer we got in our last class. We can use equation 1 to get y. When you substitute x here, you have 4 plus 3y is equal to 13. When 4 moves over here, you have 3y is equal to 13 minus 4. 13 minus 4 will give you 9. So 3y is equal to 9. Dividing both sides by 3, you have y is equal to 3. Okay, good. It's the same. Wonderful. So it's the same. So let me try to see if I can get any question that will help us not to use subtraction. Because in our last two questions we've used subtraction. Let's see if we can get a question that will use addition. Just give me a minute. Okay, let me write it down. Where's my pen? 3x plus 3y. Hope I can clean this off. Okay. Wow, how do I start again? I can't start again. This class is just for 1 hour, and we are trying to ensure that we learn what we have to learn in 1 hour, because I normally post the replay of my live classes on YouTube. So if the class is too long, many students might be discouraged to watch the videos. So at least between 30 minutes to 1 hour should be the ideal period. So if I start again, you might drag other students backward, and some of them might not be patient enough to wait. Okay, so now, yeah, you said we should eliminate x, but I want us to eliminate y, because here the signs are different. So this is the situation I was looking for. I want a situation where the signs are different. So we are going to see the effect of the difference in the signs. That's why I searched for a equation like this. So we are going to eliminate y. Now for us to eliminate y, we are going to multiply. We are going to multiply equation 1. Who can tell us what we will multiply equation 1 by? What are we going to use to multiply equation 1? If we want to eliminate y, what are we going to use to multiply equation 1? What are we going to use to multiply equation 1? Seven, correct. So we're going to use minus 7. For now, the sign is not important. The most important thing is the number. So we're going to use 7 to multiply equation 1. So times 7. And what are we going to use to multiply equation 2? What are we going to use to multiply equation 2? What are we going to use to multiply equation 2? 3. So our target is to make sure that the coefficient of y is the same. Okay. Good. So let's see. 7 times x will give us 7x. 7 times plus 3y will give us plus 21y. Is equal to 7 times 11 will give us 77. So we have used 7 to multiply equation 1. Now we're going to use 3 to multiply equation 2. 3 times 4x is going to give us 12x. 3 times minus 7y is going to give us minus 21y. Is equal to 3 times 6 is going to give us 18. So you can see that we have achieved our target. The coefficient of y is 21 and minus 21. So as long as we have 21 there, we have achieved our target. Okay, good. So since we have 21 and 21, because we want to eliminate y, we don't know if we are going to add the two equations or we are going to subtract the second equation from the first equation. But let's see the two situations. Plus 21y plus minus 21y. This is the first situation where we are adding the two equations. Then let's see if we are going to subtract. Plus 21y minus 21y. Second minus is this minus here. This minus is this one here. So we are checking if we are going to add or we are going to subtract. Okay? So in the first situation, minus times plus is going to give us minus. Minus times plus is going to give us minus. Good. Okay, thank you. Let me use bracket. In fact, let me write everything again. So you have plus 21y plus minus 21y. Okay, let's do it like this. Then we have plus 21y minus 21y. Okay, good. So in this first situation, we have plus times minus, which will give us minus. So that means we have plus 21y minus 21y. Plus 21y minus 21y is going to give us 0. Over here, minus times minus is going to give us plus. That means we have plus 21y plus 21y, which will give us 42y. So that means the situation that gives us 0 is when we are adding the two equations together. Right? So we're going to use addition. Okay. So we've already seen that this will give us 0 when we are adding. But here we have 7x plus 12x. This will give us 19x. This will give us 0, so we don't need to write it. So 71 plus 18, what does that give us? $95, correct. So we have 19x is equal to 95. So we can divide both sides by 19. We have 19x all over 19 is equal to 95 all over 19. So 19 will cancel out 19. We have x is equal to. So what is 95 divided by 19? What's 95 divided by 19? Is it going to give us a whole number? 5, correct. So that means correct. So that means our value of x is equal to 5. So since we've gotten the value of x to be equal to 5, we can now substitute that value of x into either equation 1 or equation 2. But looking at the equation, it is obvious that if we substitute into equation 1, our work will be easier. Okay? Why not eliminate x first? Yeah, we could have eliminated x first, but I was trying to bring up a situation where we are going to add. This was what attracted us to y, where we have plus and minus, different signs. So that's why we eliminated y first. Whichever one you decide to eliminate first, you will get the same answer. Okay, so we substitute x into equation 1. So equation 1 is x plus 3y is equal to 11. But now we know that x is equal to 5. So 5 plus 3y is equal to 11. So moving 5 to the right, the invisible positive sign changes to negative. So we have 3y is equal to 11 minus 5. 11 minus 5 will give us 6, so 3y is equal to 6. So if we divide both sides by 3, y is equal to 2. Y is equal to 2. Is y equal to 6? Priceless. Y is equal to 2. Okay, so this means x is equal to 5, comma, y is equal to 2. Okay, good. So this becomes the answer. Okay, so I didn't tell you earlier, but you can confirm the accuracy of your answer by substituting these two values back into this equation and see if equation 1 is going to be equal to 11 and equation 2 will be equal to 6. For example, if we use x equals 5 and y equals 2 to put here will give us 5 because x plus 3 into 2, y is 2, so 5 plus 6, and that will give us 11. So for equation 1, we are sure that this answer is correct. So if you apply that into equation 2, x is equal to 5, so 4 times 5 will give us 20, minus y is equal to 2, 7 times 2 will give us 14, 20 minus 14 will give us 6. That shows that this answer is also accurate in equation 2. So if it is valid in one equation but not valid in the other equation, that means your answer is not correct. So to confirm that your answer is correct, it must be valid for the two equations. Okay. So I think we have come to the end of today's class. So I'm going to, those of you that have not joined the WhatsApp group, if you're here and you would like to join my WhatsApp group, all you need to do is click the link on my bio, and then you see the option that says join my free WhatsApp group. If you don't see the link, you can just send me a DM, and then I'll send you my WhatsApp number, and then you can continue from there. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we did substitution method in my previous class. The video is on my YouTube channel. So by tomorrow, I'm also going to put this video on my YouTube channel. Then also at the end of this video, there will be a classwork. I'm not going to write a classwork here because I usually write it on the YouTube. Okay, so if you watch the YouTube video probably later on, you're going to see the classwork at the end of that video. So what I normally do is solve the questions, take a picture of what you've solved. If you're in the WhatsApp group, you can just send what you've solved to me. Okay, so the benefit of joining the WhatsApp group is we have two platforms. One platform is where I share information about the activities I'm doing, okay, the tutoring classes. We normally have opportunities to vote for the topic we are going to learn each week, okay. And then on the second group, students are given the opportunity to interact with each other. If you have a question that you can't solve, you can send it to that group, and your fellow students can help you out in solving those questions. So we have an interactive group, and then we have the official group. Okay. So as I said earlier, tomorrow I'll be having an interactive class with students in my WhatsApp group. So you can ask me any question relating to mathematics, not to solve it, but to tell you how you can perform better, and then also how you can perform better generally in your academics. So it's just going to be an interactive class, most likely on YouTube, but if the network is poor, we are going to have it here on TikTok. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. I really appreciate you. All of you who came from the WhatsApp group, all of you who joined us for the first time. I hope we will see you again and again. I always come live on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and then on Fridays, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. So I come live officially 2 times a week. Other times I do come live, but for the WhatsApp group, it's just 2 times a week. Okay? Thank you so much. So we'll see tomorrow, God willing, 12 noon Nigerian time. Yeah, the classwork, as I said, is going to be at the end of the video when I post it on my YouTube channel. So I'm not going to write it here, just to encourage you guys to go back to watch it on the YouTube channel. The truth is to make all this content, right? So the only way that it can be sustainable for a long period of time is when I think the network has gone bad. Thank God the network went bad when we're already done. Okay, the network is telling us that it's time to go. The network is telling us that it's time to go. Yeah, there is no YouTube link for today because I tried to go on YouTube, but the network, I don't know why, but my network was very bad on YouTube. So whenever I use a particular mobile network, the network is bad on YouTube. So the one that is normally okay for YouTube, there was no network at all. So that was why we could not use YouTube. I prefer to use YouTube. As I was saying, there is a benefit to it for me and for the platform. The platform can be only sustainable when we are monetized. Okay, so if there is a monetization on the platform, then since I'm doing this for free, when I get payment through YouTube, then it makes sense. Okay, because I spend time, I spend data, and all that. So on YouTube, there is a way that I will be in the long run, I'll be getting something back. So I'm just trying to be transparent. But if I'm doing it on TikTok, I'm not getting anything back, or I will not get anything back. So that's why I said anything I'm doing, for example, when you do the classwork, you have to send the classwork to me. I have to send it to my assistant, because there's an assistant in the WhatsApp group. There's a lady that is always giving information. She is an assistant to me, a paid staff, so all those things need money, right? But I want to ensure that I don't charge students, for African students especially, for what I'm doing. So I ensure that I don't charge, but there must still be a way of earning without charging you guys. And the only way we can earn is when you guys watch my videos on YouTube, interact with the videos on YouTube, leave comments, leave likes, and all that. So when you are doing that, then you are really helping this platform. Okay, thank you so much. So we'll see tomorrow, God willing. Have a wonderful evening and good night rest. Adios.